stopping at Kearns, in the middle of Sierra Nevada. This place is just awesome. This whole area. I mean, it's not as touristy as Yosemite, which is a little farther north, and there's a whole bunch of stuff. Like California gets kind of blessed in a lot of ways that they have a lot of great, outdoors areas that are just next to each other all over the place. And they have great little watering holes like the Kern Brewery, where you can kind of like stop and fuel up for your lunch. So that's where I am, back on the road. And here we're off. Oh, starting Kearns and heading on off. This is going to be kind of going around the Sierra Nevadas, and it's a fun time because it's California. Look at this, one of the many California aquifers. There's a dam probably up there or down there somewhere. Sierra Nevada. You know, what a gorgeous little place, just to enjoy the ride. Quick stop. There's not actually a lot of like mosaic places to really get off and walk around in this area. I think it's because the towns are just so welcoming and friendly, and those are the spots where you start off from, and you kind of know where to head to from there, because you can kind of go off in this direction or that direction, especially on guided tours. One of this place is actually really known for, as you kind of move further and further away, is kind of, well, obviously the desert that you can see. But it's also known for mountain climbing, and especially hiking up and through these mountains. A lot of people like to do, because apparently it goes up high enough that there's a lot of petrified trees, because the atmosphere gets thin enough that these trees that grew, I don't know, millions of years ago are still up there, because they're not decaying, and they basically turned to stone. But you can always just sit back and just enjoy the beauty. And that's pretty much what I did here. And I just kind of cruised along. Nothing really wrong with that. Just take it all in and just be mindful or wary of anything. I see a lot of lizards like kind of skirting back and forth across the road. But hey, they're little geckos. This is the California desert. I saw signs, so it's true. And yeah, you can look at a whole lot of nothing. It actually was sprinkling back there. I was a little concerned, not too much, because one, I didn't see any sign to river flooding, and two, I never got myself into a region where, you know, like a big sudden dip or a sudden place where a lot of water can accumulate fast. If it's pretty level, it's hard for the water to congregate and swamp and do that kind of flash flood scenario. Now, if I was going over dips and not just a long plateau, I would have been a little more concerned. Whew. Probably part of the the 4 inches a year they get. If you could hear what I was talking about there, I was basically talking about, I went through a sprinkle, and I'm always a little concerned about, you know, the dangers that are in a region. So one of the dangers that's in this region are flash floods, obviously. Flash floods don't actually need to rain on you, they just need to rain like in the mountains above you, and then the water just pours down and just kind of congreals. Since the land doesn't get rained on a whole lot and it doesn't soak in, it's basically like rocks, so the water just runs. So you have to be careful when you kind of go down in dips, because that's where it can like pool up really quickly. So you might come over a bend and you not even knowing it, but there's a small river running underneath it. That's how people get caught, especially stupid people who camp in those areas and they didn't realize it rained up in a mountain. They don't realize it didn't rain on them, but it rained close enough and it's all going to funnel down through to them. That's how it really actually kills people, is that it's not that it rained on them, it rained near them and just kind of bulldozed them down. But nothing like that happened here. And I can just keep on going and keep on enjoying. Look at that. Look at that area. This is a stop. Just amazing. Just absolutely amazing. Right off 395. Oh, a quick stop to enjoy the scenic beauty of the Sierra Nevadas. It was really nice. Oh, and you get to go ride right along these mountaintops. These are just absolutely gorgeous. I've stopped here a couple times. I think I've been on this road 3 times in my life. I'm not really sure, but I think I've done this road 3 times. Seems pretty familiar, and I think I've definitely taken a couple offshoots off it to different little areas through it, but you can still see the snow on the mountains. Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. And you can just keep on trucking. This is, I think think I'm actually getting in the area where the Donner Party occurred, but I'm not so sure. I constantly have to look that one up. I don't think the Donner Party is actually marked anywhere of like, hey, this is where the Donner Party occurred. I think you could call this a nice little vista point. Those are the Sierra Nevada mountains. Down there is a nice little valley. Enduring resource. The habitat, recreation, spiritual, scientific. How the glaciers actually made them all. No glaciers here anymore for years and years and years. Oh, they're talking about, I see a lot of things about deer migration, to be mindful that the deer are migrating now. You know, I think most of them are locals, that's why more people aren't stopping, but it is definitely worth a stop. And after a quick view of the mountains, I'm just headed off, and it's time to stop for the night or whatnot. And since you're up in the Sierra Nevadas, and you're up in this area, one, there are pristine lakes everywhere, and there's one primary spot you really should go. And I'm not talking about any specifically, but you gotta find these small towns which are actually ski towns, which are just tremendous skiing enclaves during the winter. And during the summer, they're a little less crowded, but they can be absolutely amazing, and that's where I crashed for the night, at Mammoth Lake.